Hey, hi, what's up? We have a new chapter of Bakemonogatari as we continue the Kizu Monogatari saga. We had the fateful meeting between Araragi and uh, Hanekawa. My mind totally blanked out for a second. And this, of course, kickstarts the topic of vampires, the idea that a vampire is lurking in the city. And here's a really gorgeous color page. Oh my gosh. This is why I want to be a plant. Before meeting Senjogahara that spring break during the first year of high school, the story that begins everything. Kizu Monogatari. What an amazing color page though. Oh my gosh. Just the colors of it is so nice. And the mixture of like the three layers of like Araragi and then these vines wrapping around him. The plant print on his pants, which looks so cool. And then the background, which has that like the vertical lines, making it look like it's like wallpapered on. And just like the subtle gradients and stuff, the subtle gradient lighting on the vines wrapping around him, the white flowers. Oh, it's just so well composed. Oh, it's so cool. This is going to be the thumbnail image, barring anything else somehow blowing it away. Aragi is so cool. Oh no, this is even more mind-blowing. News Volume 7 has Shinobu on the cover. Special version and normal versions are both very well received. They're always saying stuff like that. Just now they also said Koyomi Vamp is well received. But it just started. There's been one chapter of Koyomi Vamp so far. What? And then Volume 7 has been very well received. But like, is Volume 7 even on sale yet? Do we even know? Like, what's going on? Anyways, this is an amazing all Shinobu spread. You can tell that Oh Great is not going to want to stop drawing this manga because all of the really crazy Shinobu action is still to come. I'm especially impressed with this like vertical kick being censored by another Shinobu. Y'all remember Shaft's Band-Aid, right? It's friggin' crazy. How does this series exist? How is it so good when it's also so degenerate? One of the great aesthetic and artistic mysteries of our generation. So here's Araragi, the same day, now at night, frantically pedaling through the city, still thinking about the panty shot. The back part has also been supplemented. This is okay, so this is just his imagination. Only thing on my mind was her panties once again. This friggin' series, man. Another one! We're gonna talk a lot of things, but my lasting impression of her was her panties. I wonder why that is. She's so nice. Hanekawa is so nice. I'm feeling bad because since I'm being really rude to Hanekawa. Can't get rid of my memory, but it is possible to overwrite it. Ah, yes, he's looking to buy an erohan, a pornographic book, to get over his overwhelming feelings of lust towards Hanekawa. To be a good friend to her. Sure. And this, of course, is what sets him out late at night for that fateful encounter. So really, if it wasn't for the panty shot, he would never become a vampire. Right? I don't think so. I can decrease the impression of her by clouding my memory via jamming my brain with porn books. This is like Northern High, Volume 1 and 2. New Sharpening Ascension, New Studies or something? It's a very innocent sounding title. Pretty makeshift way to get rid of this unbelievable feeling of guilt. So never mind. This is actually just a study guide. This is an actual study guide. That makes more sense. Because I think the bottom part means study. It's like new study guide. Yeah, okay. And then he gets Zantoi Max, which is some sort of latex fetish thing. Sure. This is like a fun choice or something on the bottom left. I'm only gonna get one shot, so this really hurts. If it becomes one of the others, I'll feel better. Well, don't worry. Over the course of this series, there's dozens and dozens, maybe even over 100. Pretty makeshift way to get rid of this unbelievable feeling of guilt. And then, as a result of investigating everything beforehand, I determined that this porn book was the most suitable. But why? Why this one? This one is so strange and fetishy. Oof. I see. I see. Starting on the 5-page special that begins on page 63. This sounds so much like a meta joke that I bet if you buy volume 8, does this make sense? Maybe not. I was gonna say if you buy volume 8 of this manga, in which this chapter appears, and you go, actually maybe, and then you go to page 63, that starts the 5-page special panty shot of Hanekawa. Wouldn't that be hilarious? If there was a meta joke on that level. I don't know if it's actually possible though. The class rep special, of course. Now even my sisters find it by utter chance they won't realize the real reason. They'll just think you're a latex fetishist. Sure. Can't allow myself to lewd Hanekawa more than I already have. Girls probably won't feel this way even if they see a boy's boxers or briefs. That's why I want to be a plant. This is the sentiment he had on the opening page. No need to think, no need to move. Then my guilt will just die off. They say boredom kills people, but people die of guilt. This is quite a relevant topic right now. Can boredom kill someone? In our era of social distancing. No, let's not talk about it. Too bad. You have a friend now. Staring at her number longingly. Don't really need one. Sometimes I don't understand. Turn out this way. As a middle school, I was a guy who usually hung out with people. Right. And I'm glad they include this to ward off the idea that there could be like a plot hole. Because of course, Nadeshiko-chan, Sengoku, is talking about how she would hang out with Araragi and his sisters. So if he really was so friendless, if he really was such a loner, you might be like, well, how did that happen? So they address it here. They proactively address it. Though when he was in middle school, he did have friends. I don't actually think about wanting friends, but well, I'm wondering if I'm just making an excuse for not having friends. Maybe it's just self-protection. So he's always talking about that friends decrease your strength as a human being. A line that is much quoted and mocked in this series. But if all you're doing is trying to hide a weakness, trying to convince yourself that a weakness doesn't need proper addressing, but is in fact not a weakness after all, then how does that really reflect an increased strength? I aimed for a high-level high school, got accepted by mistake, and now I can't keep up. My opinions don't match the ones of those around me. I messed up and kept failing. Here we can see him quite low in the rankings, 196th. But would that have been the case? I think I had enough chances to start over. I love the street sign saying no friends. Just this kind of, that the state of mind of the characters influences the perception of the world around it. In the Shaft anime, it's like way more exaggerated because Shaft just loves that stuff in general. Like many Shaft things have that theme in its direction and its like art style. But to see it here in the manga is like really cool too. That it's like kind of a hallmark of the Monogatari series itself. I was the one who was denying it, not anyone else. This is an amazing shot too. Riding down these narrow paths. And there are opportunities to change your course, but also opportunities to fall. It just happened because I don't have any friends. I can just go along with comrades who don't have friends either. There are people who I've never seen talk to anyone else. And here he thinks of Senjo Gahara. It's pretty cool. Doesn't know her yet, but he's noticed. She's not there often, and when she's there, she talks to no one. That lifestyle is possible. Unusually. Maybe it was because I was thinking about that. Or maybe I was thinking about not getting into any accident while I was holding on to those porn books. I have no idea. Fog rolls in. The creakiness of his bicycle. But I ended up choosing the empty road that I don't normally take. Ooh, and look, this is so interesting. From the fog emerges a hand that so subtly changes the course of his bicycle. Is this an actual character? Is this actually some sort of supernatural element of the series? Is this somehow a projection of Shinobu, luring him down to help her? If so, is it just because he happened to be there? That's kind of the conception that we normally have, that Araragi was just extremely misfortunate. But at the same time, his sister at this point is already a phoenix. There's already kind of a supernatural history to this town, specifically with his family. Some incidents that have already occurred. So why could it really be another coincidence on top of that? So if it's not, and it's some guiding hand of fate, is that just metaphorical? Or is there actually some force that led him down this road? Ooh, look at all these bats. It's happening. And here we see that legendary sword, the demon-slaying blade. Ooh, and that's what he encounters first, is just the sword. Interesting. Oh, and there she is. There she is, missing her limbs, on death's door. Kiss shot heart, Orion. No. Kiss shot Airceola, Orion, heart underblade. Is that right? Something like that? Come closer. Give me your blood. Oh, look at this look on Aragi's face. Oh, this is so cool. This is so well done. It's so different than how it was done in the Kizu movie, right? Where it was in the very brightly lit, kind of surreally detached subway station, where that seemed like almost an imagined space. You know, pretty much all of the Shaft anime, there's kind of a feeling that it's much more of an imagined space than an actual physical location. But here it's the exact opposite. Like the alley has so much detail, all these external air conditionings, all the grit on the ground, and all these realistic details, such that it's instead of the feeling of Araragi has stepped into an entirely different world, more that the supernatural has invaded the very, very real, all too familiar world. Also, look at this cut, this diagonal cut at the top panel of this page that inverts all of the colors behind it. That's such an interesting stylistic choice. What could it really mean? Any case, if I get a serving of your blood, I can endure this crisis. Hurry. Hurry and come here. What are you just spacing out for, you blockhead? This. And I don't know what the top part is, but the bottom part, I believe, is the kanji for blood here. A drop over top of a plate. This iron-blooded, hot-blooded, cold-blooded vampire. A trivial human like you should be honored that you can be part of my flesh. Kiss shot, Acelora, Orion, heart underblade. I don't know how to say the third word, but whatever. This was our first meeting. This bottom panel is just wild. What is going on here? And there in the background is like Oni. It's like devil. And I think it's used for apparitions in general. Yokai and what have you. This top panel too of the heart swarming with these kind of alive, kind of not amoebic black entities. Ooh. Allow me to save you. Right from the get-go, this noble, pompous, and beautiful and extremely wounded woman appeared in front of me. She was going to get hurt by me, and she would hurt me more from this moment onwards. But her shocking appearance showed no omens without any of that coming into fruition. Hayakawa's panties. What? Why does he just shout this? If you can offer me your neck, I will give you everything. You can save me. This is a great honor. Hayakawa's panties. What is happening? What is he talking about? I don't remember this. Maybe this happens in the movie / book, but I don't remember. This is crazy. Did not see anything. I did not hear anything. There's no vampire here. None of that exists. Memory overwrite. So he's just using this as a technique. Because the vampire is so shocking and disturbing. Because he's worried that he is actually hallucinating and just losing his mind. He's going to overwrite all of it. Using the most powerful memory overwriting thing he's ever seen. The most powerful stimulus he can imagine. Hanekawa's panties. It's like an interesting idea. Thinking about how the mind works, how memory works, how sensation works. The idea of having to fully consume yourself in another idea to distract yourself from something troublesome, something distressing. That's real. That's like so real. That's like something that we do. And something that I was talking to my friend about just a bit ago. The sort of thought patterns that I find myself going to when I'm like stressed about work, when I'm procrastinating on something, when there's things I don't want to think about. There's always certain patterns that emerge, not because my brain is consciously going there, but more because I'm just kind of trying everything. I'm throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks, so to speak. And only those sort of thought patterns are all consuming enough that they actually distract me. So yeah, a very interesting idea. It kind of gets into the very nitty gritty nature of thought and stuff. But of course, because of the Monogatari series, this is the example we get of such an interesting psychological concept. Bravo, bravo! What a wonderful series. Okay, let's look forward to more. Chapter 68, coming whenever. They've been coming out pretty frequently lately, so hopefully they can keep up this pace. Okay, goodbye.